Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video. I'm the Last Wanderer, and today I have a new prototype for an advanced Shulker box storage system to share with you all today. Now I would like to emphasize that this new Shulker box storage system is merely a prototype, so I won't be doing a tutorial. However, I will be providing a world download and an explanation of all the mechanics. Here's how the storage system works. In this double chest, you can store up to 54 different stackable items. When you want to open one of those shulker boxes, simply hit Q. There'll be a hopper underneath this carpet, and that shulker box gets dispensed over here. From here, we can access all the items except for one. That's used for sorting and replacing the shulker box, which we'll get into later. From here, you can take out as many items as you want, push this button, and the shulker box will be sent back into the double chest. Now let me show you what happens when one of the shulker boxes you're using runs out of items. I'll use this one as an example. As you can see, one item was taken out. That's useful for the logic later. But when the whole shulker box is out of items, it gets broken, put in this chest, and an order is put out for another shulker box. And it's already made it in. The advantages of this new sorting system are fairly self-evident. As you can see, this module is only 12 blocks, which means you can repeat this every 12 blocks, and both sides to have a much more compact storage room. Also, the item filters from one module to the next can just hook up like this. Just have your water stream facing this way on this module, and if you make another one, they face the opposite way, and they all link together just perfectly. So in practicality, you're getting 54 items worth of storage in just 12 blocks of space, and this efficiency can be doubled by adding a second side. Now let me get into exactly how the storage system works. When you pick up a shulker box from this chest and drop it, it gets picked up by these hoppers, up this dropper, and is dispensed by this dispenser. When it's dispensed, there's a brief moment of time before this comparator and repeater lock this hopper, so a single item can be picked up and it gets stored right down here. This single item will be very important for later. Once the item is taken out of the shulker box, you can take out as many additional items as you want, and then you can either push this button to send the shulker box back, or take out all the items and let this comparator decide to send the shulker box back. The difference between you hitting this button and this comparator breaking the shulker box is 9 game ticks. This can be used down here to determine whether or not the item should go back into the shulker box or should go into this item stream. If the item doesn't go back in the shulker box, when the shulker box is broken, it gets put into this double chest here. This can maybe later be reused, and the empty shulker boxes can be filtered into the system. But this is only a prototype, as I said before. If the item is put back in the shulker box, it gets put into these hoppers and sent back up here to be put back into your double chest of shulker boxes. One thing I should clarify is that this system will only ever put empty shulker boxes in here, and will only ever send shulker boxes with more than 2 items back into your double chest up here. Back here we have all the shulker box fillers and item filters. Up here is where you sort out your items into their corresponding shulker boxes, as you can see here. Down here is a secondary item filter that is used to filter out the one item that is taken out of the shulker boxes to determine if you need a new shulker box. And over here are the shulker box loaders and breakers and your storage for your shulker boxes. As you've probably already guessed, this is all one wide tileable. Each slice is the same as the last. When an item is grabbed by this top filter, it simply comes down here and is placed in the shulker box, and when the shulker box is filled, this circuit here will break it and dispense a new one out. But when an item comes back here, which is requesting for a new shulker box, it'll come down into these hoppers, go into the shulker box, but it'll also activate this circuit, which, will decide whether or not to break the shulker box here and send it out, or take one from your storage if you have any. This simple redstone torch tower is the switch between selecting a shulker box that's being filled or one that's already in the storage. Since you are always guaranteed to get at least one shulker box back with one item, this system will not break if you run out of items. When an item comes down here and goes into one of these filters, a new shulker box for that item type is ordered. If there's one already in your storage, this block will be down, which means the only post that'll happen is the one through this dropper, and that shulker box will be sent on its way. But if you don't have another shulker box, this piston block will be up. So when this cauldron is quickly sent up and down, this comparator will detect it, break this shulker box, which will now have the filter item in it, and then that shulker box will be sent to the dropper and back to your main storage in front. One last thing to note is when a cauldron is raised and lowered behind a block, a comparator is butted in an on state, which is why I added these observers to update the comparator. However, I'm using a different updater than before, so these note blocks are no longer necessary, so I'll fix that in my world download. So I think that's everything you need to know about this new storage system. As I said, world download will be in the description, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks all for watching. Make sure to check out some of my other videos, and come back for my next video, 10 jump scare devices. Thank you all so much for watching, and goodbye.